Hit it.
Tim and Sid Uncut the podcast. Episode number 6 is now on the air and available at thescore.com, hardcoresportsradio.com, and iTunes. The voice you hear right now is Tim McAuliffe and Rob Bass, of course. And I'm more than pleased to be joined by the lovely, the talented Sid Six Arrows. How'd you know I was going to say you? You already got into the stop it before I even
when you said lovely and talented,
could have been Stacy Beta behind the glass.
Air go.
All right, enough with the air.
You think this just happens? This takes a lot of work. I knew you were talking about me.
There is too much to get to over the next 30 minutes or so. Guaranteed that we're going to go over 30 minutes because we always do.
We always do.
So let's get right to the jump off and break down your edutainment, starting with the name Drew Brees.
A-Rod.
Rex Ryan.
Lyoto Machida.
Tom Brady.
Ryan Howard.
Jeff Fisher.
Ron Wilson.
Mark Sanchez.
And offensive guru.
Ooh.
Jim Zorn.
Jim Zorn.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
I think that the entire city of Washington, D.C. did as well on the weekend.
May I kick off the NFL section with a question to you, Timothy W. McAuliffe?
Mm-hmm.
What was more disappointing?
Yeah.
Philadelphia in Oakland or Washington at home to Kansas City?
It's a fantastic question. One I don't have an answer for, and maybe we should have talked about this before because I think they're both equally disappointing. Because you knew that Washington was no good. My silver pick on the score in the NFL was the Chiefs plus the points.
But not your gold.
Not my gold.
Not your gold.
Not my gold.
Let's tell like it is.
My gold was Arizona.
Can we get an effect for that?
Yeah, that's an air horn, too.
That's an air horn.
I just told them not to do it. But I was 2-1 on the week, and, I think that Washington was something that they hadn't played a team with a win, which was the first time in NFL history.
6 straight games against winless teams. Now,
right.
week 1, obviously, everyone's winless.
Right.
But everyone's winless.
So, I don't know. But it seems like Donovan McNabb has a game like this every year. Last year, it was the Bengals and the tie. It seems like Andy Reid and them have a bad game like this every year.
And weird things sometimes happen in Oakland. You know?
Yeah.
It's just that kind of place.
It is not called the black hole for nothing.
You know, Zach Miller can go on a 90-yard touchdown saunter,
yes,
which takes 35 minutes to complete. It's just a weird place, Oakland. So, I mean, if
Are we going to talk about this game right now?
Let's do it.
Yeah? Okay. Because why the hell did Andy Reid only run the ball 14 times against what was the 31st ranked run defense in the league?
Well, as a Brian Westbrook fantasy owner, Timothy, I know where you're coming from. I know where you're coming from.
Is it just me, or in big, close games, do they always seem to abandon the run?
They do. And Andy Reid's quick on that trigger.
Yeah.
And in Oakland, I mean, it's a weird place. Now, let's give Oakland some credit.
Mm-hmm.
Defense played all right.
Yeah.
Against the pass.
Yeah.
I mean, Deshaun Jackson put up some numbers, but when push came to shove, with Richard Seymour leading the way.
Yeah.
Fantastic afternoon for Richard Seymour.
And despite the fact that Jamarcus Russell has been crushed more than Paris Hilton.
Got to give him some
due. Got to give him some due.
He has been crushed more than Paris.
Yeah. He hadn't completed more than 12 passes in a game this year. He ends up 17 to 28, 224 yards. He had 2 interceptions and the touchdown. The aforementioned touchdown to Miller. But, I mean, you got to give him his due. He won a game. He won a football game.
He won a game. The Raiders have 2 wins.
Yeah.
There's some teams in the league that would kill for
Let me ask you a question. Who is the worst 2-win team? The Buffalo Bills or the Oakland Raiders?
Might be the Buffalo Bills.
It might be the
Buffalo Bills.
Is it fitting that Ryan Fitzpatrick is the one who won that game?
I know.
After we crushed on Trent Edwards last week.
Yeah. And Trent Edwards, when he left with that concussion, 5 of 5. He wasn't playing poorly.
Yeah.
5 of 5. I'm just saying.
No,
he was 5 of 5.
I know.
And Fitzpatrick comes in.
But let me be fair. I had seen that show before. I'd seen that movie before.
The 5 of 5 from Trent Edwards?
The
thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs down.
By the way, the only reason I didn't say Oakland
always.
is because Tom Cable scares the hell out of me.
Oh, by the way, Oakland, you can't enjoy your win for very long. Word is Tom Cable will be charged on Monday.
Can you believe that?
I forgot to throw that in there. Enjoy your win for...
Yes,
about
little law and order going on in Oakland.
Yeah, so apparently he's going to be charged.
So obviously Roger Goodell's going to have to do something. He can't not do anything.
Yeah, well, if they suspend every player who does anything.
Yeah, and if you hold officials and coaches much more accountable, then Tom Cable's looking at maybe 3 games at least.
Yeah.
Let alone trying to fight charges, let alone jail for hitting a dude.
You want to throw that out the window?
Yeah, I mean, just it's going to be an interesting situation. But I think the Bills are a worse team.
All right, so last week I didn't think I could get much better than our stat of the week last week, which was Derek Anderson going 2 of 17.
Oh, and he lit it up in comparison this week.
Yeah, he did. But
Lit it up.
I might have a better stat of the week.
Shoot.
And that is Kerry Collins was 2 of 12 for -7 yards, an interception, and a fumble. That's right, -7 yards. The Titans' passing leader on Sunday was Vince Young, who didn't complete a pass.
Nope.
He had 0 yards, and he was the team's passing leader.
The Titans were given a snow job yesterday.
They were given more than a snow job. This is disgusting what happened.
Now, I know that both their corners are out. Harper and Finnegan didn't play.
Yeah.
But, I mean, listen, the Patriots Tecmo Bowled Tennessee.
There should have been a mercy rule,
there
honestly.
But you know, Tecmo Bowl, when you really got good?
Yeah, you got Bo Jackson.
Walter Payton.
Yeah.
Walter Payton. Up, B, sweep, top of the screen. And you would just run up scores on dudes in that overrated Niner defense in Tecmo Bowl. You could really attack them with the run.
You really got into your Tecmo Bowl.
I like some Tecmo Bowl.
So the final passing numbers of that game are Tennessee goes 2 of 14 for -7 yards, 2 interceptions. New England, 38 of 45, 432 yards, 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And Brian Hoyer comes into the game, rookie out of Michigan. Brian Hoyer. My guy was 9 of 11 for 52 yards and a touchdown. He ran it in.
Brian Hoyer.
Who thought I'd ever say that?
I didn't think I'd ever hear that.
I'm not one to say that a team quit on I think that a lot of guys in our business say that the team quit on them.
This was a
team quit.
This was a team quitting.
They quit.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ugly. And there's so many things that I want to get to in this game. Jeff Fisher let Vince Young throw 2 passes.
Yeah.
I told you Vince Young's career was over. Why did he wait so long?
Because he doesn't trust him.
Because he doesn't like him at all.
He doesn't like him at all, professionally or personally.
Right.
It's done.
It's over.
He's had it. Because he had to stand there and really stick up for Vince Young on numerous occasions. Something obviously internally happened along the way where Vince Young did not return the favor. Jeff Fisher has had it with Vince Young.
How the hell you don't turn to him when your quarterback is -7 yards?
Incredible.
Before you do is unbelievable.
Now, to frame this 59-0 scoreline in proper context, the worst beating in NFL history happened in year 1.
Right.
66-0.
Yes.
We weren't far from that.
But that was the biggest halftime lead in NFL history, 45-0.
And we should also, Tom Brady, an NFL record, 5 touchdown passes in 1 quarter.
Yeah.
1 quarter.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Yes. Tennessee's defense was so bad, New England didn't punt until 4:13 remained in the game. And Wes Welker back to normal, looking good.
The highlights. Can we talk about the highlights for this game?
Yeah.
I didn't see the game.
You didn't see it?
Randy Moss wasn't running.
Yeah, that was
It was a light walk.
Across the back of the end zone?
The hand up. He's strolling. It's like he's taking his dog for an afternoon stroll.
He did. He had his dog on a leash.
Tom, right here. Tom, and touchdown. Okay.
So Tennessee, first 6 games of last year allowed 7 touchdowns.
7. On
Sunday, 8. Let's just say the Tennessee Titans at 13-3 were a bigger fraud than Balloon Boy.
You can't be a bigger fraud than Balloon Boy.
Was that not unbelievable, wow. Balloon Boy?
Balloon Boy. Wow, it's a balloon. I walked into this building that day. It was like the Ford Bronco was going down the highway.
I know.
This building had stopped for Balloon Boy.
For Balloon Boy. How do we let that happen as a society? How does CNN go with that story?
If Rick Sanchez tells me to watch.
Rick Sanchez?
You know, let me tell you. One quick thing. Look at it. There's a balloon here. There's a balloon here. When Rick Sanchez leans in, I'm hooked.
And apparently there's a boy in the balloon. So they were going with the fact that this boy was in the balloon for what? 45 minutes?
45 minutes.
That's disgusting. Think about that.
It's 2009. It's 2009.
So does that mean that journalistic integrity is out the door?
Journalistic integrity.
The guy was in a box.
It died a long
in the
time
attic,
ago.
and then he went on. Did you hear about the Today Show?
Where he threw up?
Yeah, he's throwing up, and the dad's. I believe that the show that we're going to do on TV.
That's the out.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, son, if the questions get too aggressive, I need you to puke. Just divert. And then just divert them. Divert Meredith Vieira.
And then the kid basically admits that it's a hoax, right? That's what happened.
To Larry King. Or no, excuse me, to Wolf Blitzer. Then it blew up. And then the next day they were on every major morning show. Because they had to, because the kid said the whole thing was a hoax. What's going on?
All right, I want to get off.
Let's go. Let's get off the loom.
I want to get back to Tom Brady and what he did. He said the 5 touchdown passes. So I will ask you this, and this is our Tim and Sid Uncut podcast question of the day. Who's the best quarterback in the NFL?
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees?
It's Drew Brees.
Over Tom Brady.
Drew Brees.
Peyton Manning.
Yes.
Peyton Manning on a bye. Peyton Manning has thrown for 300 yards in each of his games this year.
I'll be the guy.
Every one of his games this year.
I'll be the guy. I'll be the guy who says Drew Brees.
All right, Brady finished 29 of 34, 380 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. Brees, 23 of 30, 369 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions against what was the league's number 1 defense.
Giants defense a bit better than what they're doing in Tennessee. I was watching it, but that's the first time I sat down on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Kind of really saw New England.
So you're weighing.
I'm weighing, right?
Yeah.
Because I've been Peyton Manninged to death on national prime time this season. Ooh. I've seen Peyton. I'm not ripped. No, it's not ripped. Yeah. I'm just saying I've seen a lot of Peyton Manning.
Okay.
That was the first time I really saw Drew Brees this season. Every time he dropped back, you got the impression this thing is going in the end zone by hook or by crook. He just has a ridiculous aura about him. And if they get home field, so help me God, any team that tries to go in there and match them stroke for stroke. Because the Giants did their best to still play their game. Like, they were down by 14.
They
ran Brandon Jacobs a lot. I got to give Tom Coughlin credit. They tried to keep their heads about them. Mm-hmm. However, at some point against that offense, you just lose it and say, we have to play their game. We're not going to win today. Playing our game, we got to play their game. So I think Drew Brees right now, I may get some heat for this, is the best quarterback in the National Football League.
Well, we'll ask you. Feedback, thescore.com/feedback. That's where they want us to send people to now.
Yes, go
there.
Let
us know who the best quarterback in the NFL is.
Great question. I think it's a tremendous question.
And you can throw Brett Favre into the mix. He had a fantastic game. But I want to continue on Drew Brees just for a second because the best defense in the league could not stop him. They had first 6 possessions in this game, 5 touchdowns, and they were stopped on a 4th and goal from the 1.
Yeah.
So basically they were inches away from 6 touchdowns on 6 possessions.
And if Pierre Thomas actually played well in that game, which he didn't, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
It could have been worse.
The Saints have beaten everybody by at least 14.
It's ridiculous. Again, if they get home field, forget them. You might have 2 teams in domes in Minnesota and New Orleans have the 1-2 this year in the NFC. That's going to be really interesting.
All right, let's move on. You mentioned them, the Minnesota Vikings, 33-31 winners over the Ravens. They tried their best to cough it up, but in the end, they hang on for the victory, remain undefeated. Brett Favre looks good, and Adrian Peterson, second back in 2 weeks to go for 100 against a Ravens defense that hadn't allowed a 100-yard rusher in 3 years.
Adrian Peterson, I get. I still don't get Cedric Benson.
No.
But Adrian Peterson, I get. Now,
what's wrong with the Ravens defense?
Well, I mean, you're watching the recaps yesterday and the highlights, and CBS every week find Ray Lewis on the field, and this is what Ray Lewis is doing. He's screaming in a group of 11 guys, saying, "It's about today. It's about what we do today, not tomorrow, not next Sunday. Your legacy's today."
Right.
You're like, you got to stop the run, dude. Save some of that energy. Stop the run and the pass.
Stop
the run and the pass.
Their corners are ferocious.
They're getting murdered.
That's horrendous and atrocious together.
Ferocious?
Ferocious.
That's a great word.
Yeah, we invented it. Me and my friends invented it.
I like that word.
Favre completed 72% of his passes with 3 touchdowns and no one. 72% of his passes.
He was very conservative maybe to start the season, Brett Favre. Right. As they're going along, however, Childress loosening the reins here a little bit.
This is the beauty of football, though, Sid. You get that balance, right? Peterson hadn't done much the last 3 games because Favre took the reins. In the start of the season, it was Peterson. So whoever you choose to try and stop, the other guy will kill you. And those are the most dangerous football teams of all time. Balance.
Balance.
It's all about balance.
But it's also about play calling. And I was watching NBC's pregame last night.
Mm-hmm.
And good football people and Tony Dungy and Rodney Harrison were ripping Brad Childress for not allowing God himself, Brett Favre, to try and win that game on the final drive. They were saying, well, how do you run a draw with Adrian Peterson on 3rd and long? Because you want to kick a field goal, you moron. They go ahead.
No, I know, but you've just given up 17 points in a matter of
I understand.
10 minutes.
You run a draw. If Adrian Peterson doesn't fumble, you have the lead at home with 2 minutes to go. But I'll take that any day.
The point was, and I hate to tell you this, but we're all about accountability here. Adrian Peterson said we were questioning the play call too.
But they took the lead and won the game.
They won the game, but they needed a missed field goal.
Okay, so you have the chance to throw for a potential touchdown.
Yeah, I'm not
kick a go-ahead. Hold on, I'm asking Timothy W. McCallum.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you play it safe on 3rd and long against a Ravens defense? And I don't care what they've done that day. They're still the Ravens
Brett
defense.
Favre had completed 72% of his passes.
Okay. They won the game in the end.
Peterson had run for 100 yards.
They won the game.
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson's the leading rusher in the National Football League.
What do you do, Sid?
I do what he did.
No, you play to win the game.
And he won the game.
Yeah, he won the game.
I didn't get the criticism.
So, okay, let me ask you a question.
If they lose, I get criticism.
If somebody hits the field goal, I can't say the dude's name. He's in his first year. I want to call him Halushka. I want to call him Halushka.
He was cut from the Vikings, too, ironically.
Yeah. Okay, so if he hits the field goal and they win, what do you think about the play call then?
Well, I still think if you have a chance to take the lead in a safe manner. Now, this is Sid Uncut, conservative coach talking.
I didn't know you were a conservative.
Very
coach.
Conservative.
Right.
I'm not a Jim Zorn, just throw it around.
Right.
I'm very conservative.
Yeah.
If you have a chance to take the lead with 2 minutes to win a football game, by hook or by crook, you take the lead. That's how I would coach.
All right.
I'm not having the riverboat gambler Brett start throwing in the end zone with us down a point.
You're right.
I'm not doing that.
All right. The Ravens then enter the bye on a 3-game losing streak.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Speaking of 3-game losing streaks, let's get back to the New York Jets and Mark Sanchez. Dick Enberg was Sanchez.
Your thoughts on Dick Enberg's pronunciation?
I was thinking of Will Ferrell and Barbara Hernandez.
Our good friend Mark Sanchez.
Yes, our good. I think Dick may have watched the game before Mike Tirico because it was they were honoring Hispanic heritage on Monday night. Fins and
Si, senor.
Yes, I thought you were going to give me the oui monsieur because that's what you normally do.
Wow, that was
you threw me off guard. I had a line. Anyways, so Mark Sanchez. Remember a couple weeks ago we talked about Mark Sanchez tasting his blood for the first time, and we were going to find out whether or not he liked it.
He continued to taste his own blood.
In his last 3 games, he's thrown 8 interceptions.
He basically said after the game yesterday that this loss is on 6. You pinned this on me.
Yeah.
And that's almost as many picks as he had.
And then he congratulated the Bills for catching his passes.
Yes. Those really difficult to catch, huge lobs that gently came down into their arms.
Yes. And Tiki Barber, after the game, congratulated Ryan Fitzgerald for the win.
Boy.
And they played that live on NBC.
Right now.
Do it again.
Right now, Skip Carey.
Thanks, Tiki.
And Tiki Barber are right now in the same wheelhouse. They're having a rough go.
They are having a rough go.
He had a rough one with Brandon Marshall the week before in Denver. He just couldn't. Live TV and Tiki. Let's just pull
so the Harvard quarterback leads the Bills to victory. I guess they take the billboards down in Buffalo. Is that what happens?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They'll they'll take it. It's a road win in the National Football League with a head coach who is borderline moronic. They'll take it.
And a division that's wide open.
All of a sudden, Miami have a shout. The Jets you don't know about anymore, although New England are starting to look like New England.
Run away with it, but I mean,
there are wins
9 wins.
Yeah, I hear you. There are wins in that division.
And look through the rest of the divisions in the AFC. There's nobody. I mean, nobody is saying, okay, the Broncos are ahead. Huge game on Monday night, but the Broncos are ahead in that division. Then the rest is up for grabs.
Yeah.
I mean, the Steelers haven't asserted themselves.
However, the
Ravens,
the Steelers number-wise, I'm looking at stats today.
Yeah.
Who's the leading passer and wide receiver in the National Football League right now?
Are you going to say Ben Roethlisberger?
Ben Roethlisberger is the leading passer. Who's the leading receiver? Hines Ward.
Yeah.
Hines Ward.
I mean, we're talking about the quarterbacks, the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. We leave out Roethlisberger, who's the leading passer.
Who's the leading passer?
You know who's thrown the most touchdown passes in the NFL?
I would guess. I want to say maybe Brady after yesterday.
Matt Schaub.
Oh, Matt Schaub.
Matt Schaub.
How about
14.
Matt Schaub and that Houston offense? Owen Daniels is the best tight end in the National Football
We're running out of time. Big thing for the NFL segment. Big thing for the Jets. Chris Jenkins.
Yes, he got hurt on that D-line. And
he might be out the year.
Oh, is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
Whew, that's a big loss.
Absolutely massive loss that throws the Jets up in the air. All right, we're going to take our short 2-second interlude, which is the way it works on the podcast land. But in here, me and Sid are actually going to go out. We're going to talk about what we've done thus far. We're going to rip each other, say we got to do other things. And then when we come back, Payrod is earning his millions, UFC 104, and the leaves are blowing again. That's all next on Tim and Sid Uncut.
In the air to right. Back is Abreu at the wall. That's gone. Game tied. It's a home run. Tied at 3.
All the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray.
A-Rod is California dreaming this week in the ALCS. Welcome back to the Tim and Sid podcast. The baseball section has the right. Boy, how about that A-Rod, eh? Like we knew he would in October. Just stepping up to the plate, literally. Yeah. Stepping up to the plate and hitting mad home runs.
And delivering. Mr. October?
Maybe.
So after going 8 of 59, hitting 136 in the playoffs dating back to 2004, 0 for 18 with runners in scoring position, A-Rod has quashed the questions about his mental makeup for another postseason in New York, and they are absolutely rolling right now.
There is an aura surrounding the Yankees that you saw in the late 90s and early millennium where it's like they're just preordained. This is going to happen whether the Angels or the Dodgers or the Phillies like it or not. They're going to win the World Series.
Sid Sixero. Mark that down.
Mark it down. I'm going to write it down. Mark
it down.
Yankees
win.
Podcast number 6.
World Series.
Okay. And
how about CC Sabathia doing his job? AJ Burnett, all right.
The key for me is Burnett.
Yeah.
The long-suffering Burnett in terms of, is he a winner? Is he just a 500 pitcher? Well, he's got a lot of critics, AJ Burnett.
Well, because he makes a huge amount of money, and he has for a long time.
But now, like, what did it for me was him. What did it for me was when he's playing well, that's scary. And he's playing well. With Jose Molina, not Jorge Posada catching him.
Let me ask you a question. I know this is a society of instant gratification, and I understand that...
By the way, how am I doing on this podcast? Am I doing all right? I haven't had a good
The instant gratification of a podcast. How about that?
You didn't answer my question.
No, I know. I was leaving it out on purpose. So I want to acknowledge what A-Rod is doing right now. And I want to say, you looked at the camera.
I looked at the camera and uttered a word.
Yeah, jackass. Are we supposed to forget about his past failures right now? A-Rod,
we still have to see how this story, I think, plays out. Because he could still leave in a World Series 9 runners on base for all we know.
Right.
And then it's all everything.
He cannot win a ring.
And he cannot win a ring.
Right? Like,
he has to win a ring.
We're waiting for LeBron James to win a ring to acknowledge him as the greatest player in the NBA.
I think some people have jumped that fence already. Have they not? There's some people in this building that have jumped that fence. I'm not saying you have.
Yeah, I don't know. I
just think the love for LeBron has gone that extra step already. Does LeBron need a ring to be the best player in the NBA, though?
No, but I mean, to be the best talented player in the NBA or the most talented player in the NBA?
Consider just the best. Like, who's the best player in the NBA? What would most people say?
I don't know. I think you'd be 50-50 Kobe and LeBron.
You get a lot of Kobe, yes, definitely.
Right.
But I just know there's a lot of LeBron.
But the reason is because he doesn't have a ring. If he had a ring, it would be over the top. It would be 100% LeBron, wouldn't it be?
Oh, yeah, without question. If he had a ring, there is no discussion.
So that's what I'm saying.
There is no discussion.
Exactly. So the only thing holding him back is the lack of a ring. Is what I'm trying to say.
And the fact most people...
Let me get there.
In fact, most people hate his guts. That's the other thing holding him back.
Who?
A-Rod.
Oh, yeah, right. And why do they hate his guts?
It's the money thing.
It's the not showing up at the playoffs thing. It's the steroid thing.
There's a lot of issues with A-Rod. Being caught with a really attractive
girls.
Other women.
Son of a...
Kate Hudson.
But it's because he doesn't have a ring.
Overrated, Kate Hudson.
It's because he doesn't have a ring. It's because he doesn't do it when the chips are down.
So let me ask you this. If he gets a ring, which could happen over the next 3 weeks.
Then he'll be John Elway.
Will he be liked, though?
He'll be John Elway. No, I don't know if he'll be liked, but
Yeah.
he'll be same with John Elway. He wasn't really liked outside of Denver. People hated John Elway.
Did you like John Elway?
Me?
Yeah.
I respected John Elway, but he needed to have the rings to get into the conversation.
I think he did.
Right?
He needed to have the ring, especially considering he came close 4 times.
Right. And Jim Kelly is in that same, right? Like Jim Kelly was one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But because he didn't have the ring, nobody can say that he's in that conversation. He's not allowed in the conversation.
All those AFC titles.
And he called his own plays the whole time. He ran an offense called the K-Gun. But because he didn't have a ring, he wasn't in the conversation. Still wasn't in the conversation.
But Adam Morrison has a ring.
Before.
Adam, I'm just saying, like, whenever you have whenever you bring up the ring discussion, dudes like that have a ring.
Leading your team to a ring.
Corey Schwab has a ring.
Come on.
I'm just saying.
Leading your team to the ring.
Okay, well, then that's a great definition.
Right.
Leading your team to a title.
Right. Fran Tarkington had all the records before Dan Marino took him, but he didn't win a ring. And nobody talks about him as one of the greatest quarterbacks.
And because of that, Fran Tarkenton is an extremely bitter old man.
That's incredible. How about the Philadelphia Phillies? And I want to give someone some credit, and his name is Ryan Howard. He's got an RBI in every game, all 7 games.
That's one of the greatest stretches of all time, isn't it?
And I mean, if you go back to, I know I got it somewhere here. If you go back, he's reached base in the postseason 16 straight games. Now that's coming through in the clutch.
That's a big bat.
Yeah.
And you get some pitching with that. I mean, Cliff Lee has been amazing. .7 something.
Who needed Roy Halladay? Right? Who needed Roy Halladay?
What a move.
2-0, 0.74 ERA in the postseason.
There was no way. I mean, Roy, you can't get better.
Nah.
You cannot get better.
No.
So, I mean, the Phillies, what a move. In hindsight, you have to, we hindsight a lot for negativity.
Yeah.
We need some positive hindsight.
It sucks that this podcast is when it is, and this is the first time we've been bitten because there's a great Monday nighter and there's 2 baseball games going on basically as you're hearing this, depending.
So A-Rod in a few hours will go 0 for 4.
Yeah.
And Ryan Howard will rupture his
loaded.
Achilles and miss the rest of the postseason.
Right. By the way, the Phillies outscored the Eagles on Sunday night.
Yes, very good.
11-9.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know about that.
UFC 104.
UFC 104 this Saturday, light heavyweight championship. Lyoto Machida, who is the champion,
right,
who has brought karate really into mixed martial arts.
I love my karate.
You like karate?
Yeah, I think you have to say it every time.
Watch this.
You can't say karate. You have to say karate.
That's more Tai Chi, but that's fine.
Nobody can watch that.
I'm just doing Score.com.
I think we're going to cut it into the video on Score.com.
Lyoto Machida is
actually, I don't think it was that good, to tell you the truth.
I think it was pretty good. We can cut it in.
Right.
He's going to take on Mauricio Shogun Rua. Shogun Rua was one of the best light heavyweights ever. Got hurt. His UFC debut sucked. He went from a ring to the octagon. A lot of people say that's overrated, but I mean, Shogun says, well, it was very tough to assimilate into a new environment. So, but he's coming off Chuck Liddell. You were there the night he knocked out Chuck Liddell in Montreal. Yeah. So Shogun Rua will get his title shot Saturday.
Despite the knees, he can still land a hook, which is what he did.
He's one of the fastest. He's one of the fastest guys out there. And so Machida has been known to dodge people very well.
Right.
That's going to be the matchup. Right. Can Shogun land?
So let me ask you the ultimate question. Everyone believes that Machida's style is impetuous.
He's going to eat your children.
Is this the guy who can take it to him? Because that's, I guess, the theory, right? Is that someone who can be aggressive,
potentially
take Machida out of his
game.
But
Rashad, the only thing against that argument, and it's an argument I like, but the only thing against it is Rashad Evans was that quick, and Machida made a mockery of the at the time champion Rashad Evans, and Rashad Evans is as fast as they come at 205 pounds in mixed martial arts. Shogun is similarly quick. But, it's going to be interesting to see if Shogun can do what Rashad couldn't. And a lot of people couldn't. Machida's 15-0. This guy's ridiculous. So that's Saturday. That's a big fight Saturday. UFC 104.
And there's a undercard of some heavyweights that could go on
the
to
big
see
one.
Lesnar.
Turn
on your microphone.
The big one is Cain Velasquez.
Come on, 6-0, you rookie.
The light is on. It's shining.
Just give me the light.
Cain Velasquez, Ben Rothwell. Cain Velasquez is a heavyweight. If he wins this, he's unbeaten. He's probably in line for the heavyweight title, i.e. Brock Lesnar, down the line. So this is going to be a big fight as well. So Cain Velasquez, Ben Rothwell, also worth watching Saturday.
All right. Worth watching, not in the area where we live currently. are the Toronto Maple Leafs. What is up with the winless Toronto Maple Leafs?
What is up with that?
What is up with... Uh-oh.
What up with that?
What up with that? What up with that?
Go Keenan.
All right.
What up with that?
By the way, that's it.
What up with that?
Keenan Thompson, one of the highlights of SNL this past weekend.
Yeah, my PVR ran out. Can I talk about my PVR on the weekend?
What do you have in your PVR?
Okay, hold on. So I haven't had any time because we're kicking off the NBA season. My mind is just overloaded. We got Western and Queens, which was a fantastic game on the weekend.
Great game.
So I got a lot of things on my PVR.
Busy
I had
guy.
The Office.
Yeah.
The premiere of
Glee.
30 Rock. Glee, I'm down on lately.
Really?
Yeah. I liked it when it came out. I thought it was nice and funny. They spit hot fire to start, Sid.
Yeah. And then they
which you have to do, but I think they've.
The cast of Glee will perform at the World Series, by the way.
No,
that was just released. Yes, Fox will have Glee.
That is unreal.
So obviously you also
Bud
tape.
Selig is just they run that game. I mean, think of the off days in baseball. Now Glee is singing. What are they doing? They're performing.
They're performing. I don't know if they're doing the national anthem, God Bless America. I don't know
what? If
they're
they do like a medley of songs, I will walk out and attempt to slap Bud Selig in the Come on, man.
They're doing Bust a Move this week on Glee.
You know what?
They're doing Bust a Move. Work your mic. What's wrong with you?
You're yelling at me now. Yeah. All right. Well, I
obviously
deserve
you
that.
have Melrose
so
Place
if
tape.
Glee,
You know Melrose Place.
You know what? If Glee ends up performing something other than I'm gonna what up with that to that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You had a lot of love for Glee early.
I did. I no longer have that love. So the Leafs are 0-6-1. This is how we started this conversation.
The Leafs are winless in 7, and they have a week to think about it.
Right. Right.
I love it.
Maybe next week they can honor Rocky Saginaw and did you see?
Well, recently they had a bit of a ceremony, didn't they?
Well, they honored Darcy Tucker.
Yeah.
Which was they did it in a commercial break.
Yeah.
But Darcy
Tucker,
Tucker
I got a standing O.
Darcy Tucker?
Darcy Tucker.
Is this, do you ever watch that? That's like the Habs bringing back Gaston Gingras, and they give him a standing O. Brian Scrudlin comes back, raises the stick, and gets a standing. Come on, man.
No one has better old hockey references than Timothy McAuliffe.
This is like,
great.
I couldn't believe that that's what they're doing.
So who was there over the weekend?
Mark Osborne, friend of the Score.
Yes, like Mark.
Felix Potvin and Bill Berg.
Well, that's a 90s night.
Yeah. If I ever heard one.
Could Felix Potvin play net? Could they throw him in?
Come on, man.
Hey, man.
That's the Monday Night Football. Come on, man.
If you average $110 a ticket,
come on, man.
That's the entertainment you need.
Bill Berg, Mark Osborne, and Felix Potvin.
That's quality entertainment. They're winless in 7, dude.
So they're winless. Make it worse because people are going to talk about this. They've never. Let's face it. Going back, the Toronto Maple Leafs organization has never done honoring anything right. The closing of the Gardens.
Cheers to that.
Anything that they've ever done.
Compare the closing of the Gardens to the closing of the Forum in Montreal, and it's like watching. How would you phrase? Like watching the Broncos play defense and watching the Titans play defense. It's night and day.
You're throwing the Broncos in there.
Well, already. I was thinking
of can't say the Ravens anymore.
Yeah, the Ravens. Automatically, it's the
can't
Ravens.
say the Steelers anymore.
I read my mind. I wanted to say Ravens. I couldn't because they can't stop people.
Yeah. So today, what we have, Sid Xero, is Broncos and Chargers must win for the Chargers, or they could fall 3.5 games back.
Yeah, this is
the AFC West.
Big game. I anticipate Josh McDaniels and company having a good night. I just don't buy what Norv Turner and the Chargers are selling right now. I don't think they're that great a football team.
Yeah?
I don't think they're that good.
So if they fall that far back, they're done.
Yeah, especially in that division, they're done. The wild card's going to be nuts. Are you not getting that impression? Like there's like 3 teams that are going to run away with their divisions.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking baseball. I'm like, dude, we're past the wild card.
Sorry,
We're into the
They're still called wild cards in NFL, are they not?
Yeah.
Big game tonight. You know what? If LT on a stage like this doesn't produce, doesn't really come back,
the jam is done.
The jam is done on a lot of levels, team wise, and I think LT wise. He's taken a lot of hits over the years. We're starting to see the swoon of LaDainian Tomlinson. One of my favorite players in the
Yeah,
prime,
yeah.
without question.
One of my friends was trying to bring up a conversation who was better, LaDainian Tomlinson or Terrell Davis. But I don't think that you can have that conversation because LT blows them out of the water. I think.
I get a headache.
But you get two
out.
rings with TD.
Yeah. You got rings.
Yeah, you get two rings.
That's the theme of this show, rings.
Right.
TD wins. By the way, the headache, you don't like the headache line? Migraines, TD.
Yeah.
I had a headache trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I didn't even catch it, to tell you the truth, because I was looking at our list of things to do on this podcast.
We're reaching the business end of this podcast.
We are at the business end.
Yeah.
But normally what we do is we've left out 30 things. Give me a checklist here, Sid. I'm going to rattle off what we talked about at the start.
Okay.
Drew Brees. Did we get him?
Yeah, we got him.
So check it.
Okay, I'm checking it.
A-Rod.
A-Rod?
Is that a check?
Yeah, I'm checking it.
No, say check.
Oh, I got to say check.
People can't see you writing that.
Check.
Is it just me here, right? I don't know.
Next.
Rex Ryan.
Check.
Leota Machida.
Check.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, we check him.
Ryan Howard.
We really check him.
Jeff Fisher.
Unfortunately, we have to check him.
Oh, yeah, we did check him. Mark Sanchez.
Yes, we checked Mark Sanchez.
Jim Zorn.
We didn't check Jim Zorn.
We did check Jim Zorn right off the top.
Did we talk about him not calling his own plays anymore?
Yeah. Didn't we?
Let's check him out.
Ryan? I think so.
I don't think we did.
We might have to rewind.
Bring back come rewind.
We may have to bring back. The one guy we didn't talk about was the man that you wanted to talk about.
Oh, Ron Wilson.
Ron Wilson.
Okay, so Ron Wilson, after now going winless in 7 Saturday night, is asked about the violent booing that's taking place at the ACC.
Right.
Ron Wilson says, quote, "It doesn't help." End quote. Are you kidding me with this? You know what? If I'm paying the highest ticket prices in the National Hockey League, I know only about 70% of the people in the building actually pay. But if I'm paying one of those ticket prices, booing might not help, but it feels damn good. You know what else doesn't help, Tim?
What's that?
No offense, defense, special teams, or goaltending.
But they knew
that doesn't help.
Let me ask you a question.
That doesn't help.
If you're a Leaf fan, honestly, and if you were a Leaf, what were your expectations for this year? This season, what were your expectations?
Not winless in 7 to start the year.
What did you expect? You want to finish
Did
last.
you think they're going to winless in 7
They're
to start the year?
terrible.
So
they had no Phil Kessel. Who was their offense?
The same as it was last year, minus Nick Antropov.
Yeah,
Minus Nick
Antropov's gone. So Grabowski is your best guy, or Lee Stepniak is your best offensive player?
Listen,
honestly,
I agree
answer
with
that
you.
question.
Well, I mean, listen, I thought people
Who's
thought
going
they
to
were going to
score
be better.
goals for you?
I thought people thought they were going to be better.
Okay, so maybe because of your
winless in 7 bad. People didn't think they were going to be winless in 7.
I'll give
bad.
you no.
There's no way.
Why not?
Because winless in 7 is like a level of ineptitude that few teams. They haven't hit this since the early. Doug Carpenter coached a team.
They
that went winless in 7 to start.
They added a bunch of tough guys on defense. So their goalies are terrible. Or the monster.
Francois Beauchemin was playing 25 minutes in the Stanley Cup final.
Right, but he's not a goal scorer.
No, but
who the hell's going to score goals?
But that's a third of the problem.
They were banking on winning 2-0 games with Vesatoskala in that.
But that's a third of the problem, not scoring goals.
No, it's not.
That's a fourth of the problem.
I'm not sure, but when you
that's a fourth.
When you play the game, it's the guy with the most goals who wins. Is it not?
So defense and goaltending don't matter. Defense and goaltending don't matter.
Am I saying that? You have to score a goal to win the game.
You also have to not let guys walk in.
On a terrible goalie. I can't understand how your expectations of this team would be any better than what they're showing.
They spent a lot of money. That's basically where it comes down.
They didn't spend a ton. They spent a ton of money on defense.
On Mike Commissar. But that's the problem.
Garnet Exelby, and you know how many goals they scored last year? 3.
But goal
total.
Scoring, but the money there, you're right. If you're going to spend money on defense, it's not going to go to goal scoring.
Mikhail Grabowski, dude.
But guys are
That's
walking
your
in.
Best offense.
Guys are walking
the
in.
The Habs let him go.
Past Mike Grabowski. I'm just saying, they have a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Goal scoring is a third of their problem.
Okay, so goal scoring is a huge.
Dude, they can't play defense.
I understand
they can't stop.
But we knew that.
Not with Francois Beauchemin and Mike Commissaric, we knew that. We did not know that. With with Thomas Caberlet, we knew that.
So they got 2 defensemen, and that was going to end it.
Well, Garnet Exelby has been known to actually play some
3 defensemen, that's going to end it.
Yeah.
Because Caberlet sucks defensively, too. And Vesatoskala.
Dude, they haven't had a lead this season. You know that, right? They haven't had a lead this season.
Why is that? Because they can't score goals.
Well, they can't keep the puck out either.
Right.
You allow the
so
first
then how
goal
the
every
hell
time.
do you have expectations for this team? To be better than Owen.
You're mixing 2 arguments into one.
No, it's
all I'm saying. You're right.
They
couldn't score goals last year. You're right. But what I'm saying
they
is,
can't stop it either.
Having guys walk around your big money defensive acquisitions is a big problem,
Okay,
and
well,
no
what
one
we should do is go
anticipated
through the
that.
goals and see how many of them walked around and how many of them Vesatoskala let in on weak shots.
Or Gustafson, or Joey McDonald, or any Civ.
Hey, Joey Mack, we're
Joey
done.
Mack.
We're out of time, Joey Mack. We are out of time.
Leafs are done.
Yeah, they may be out of
They
time.
may be done.
Yeah.
That's the worst part of this whole
But
story.
that's
They
what
have
they
a week.
want.
They have a week to think about
That's
this
what
now
they
going
want,
into Vancouver.
though. They finish last, and then they have Sens are playing good hockey.
They finished last, so the Bruins get their first
How
overall
about
pick.
the Sens? The Sens are doing okay.
Sens are doing okay.
They're 5-2.
But the Leafs finish last. The Bruins get that first pick. The Kessel deal.
Yeah.
This story is getting better and
Oh,
better.
yeah, I completely forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
Brian Burke has got it covered.
And the Nordiques are coming back, $400 million
Well, let's hope.
stadium.
Let's hope we can make some road trips to the new Le Colisée.
Hey?
Well, they want provincial and federal money.
$400 million of none of their money.
Yeah. We have a new arena coming. We're going to pitch in $8, and the rest is coming from provincial and federal levels.
$400 million.
See you later.
Thank you.
That was the news conference.
That was a news conference.
Merci.
Merci. Have you figured out what we got for our final sign?
Oh, this is end of the road.
Yeah.
Boys to men.
How was the podcast?
I'd give it a
We're a
B
little-
plus.
yeah.
Went a little long today. Hey, listen. Hey, we got things to say, man.
Yeah.
We got things to say.
By the way, we're going to the Gemini Awards later today.
Yeah.
Think we win?
The song is appropriate.
Yeah. I don't we're up, if you don't know, we're up for best show, Scored Night.
Although I'll tell you what, if
Against Sports Center.
When Sports Center beats us, Cooley's going to run on stage and say, "But Score Tonight's the best show on television."
Yes, exactly. He's going to pull the mic. I'll let you finish. I'm going to let you finish. However, Scored Tonight was doing some crazy things.
And then they're going to turn to Derek Detition, and he's like, "Oh, Cooley,
Cooley,
stop it.
we are going to chuck knuckles." All right. We are done.
We're so out of time at this point.
Episode number 6 in the books. I'm not exactly happy with it, but we'll try and do better next
We'll try and
We'll
try.
I've been picking up this thing to all my friends and everybody.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you're
And now
being
they gotta
very
listen
hard
to
on
this
yourself.
crap.
I think you're being very hard on yourself.
All right. The end of the road is here. Thank you for listening. Finding us at thescore.com, hardcoresportsradio.com, or iTunes. Please subscribe. Keep us in the top 15. And we thank you very much for putting us.
The support's been very nice. Thank you.
Unbelievable. 4 weeks in, and we were 8th at one point on the iTunes podcast list. So we thank everyone that's helped us with the show and subscribed to the show as well. Podcast done. Sixero McAuliffe. Should I say it? No.
You were going to.
No.
I think you should just go.
I'm done. We're not out. I'm not going to say we're out. I won't say it.
Don't say it.
No.
Goodbye.